What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Show and Tell here inside of Gather. We've got the squad hanging out with us today. Let's see who's in here. We've got, let me open up into the grid view real quick. Where's my cursor? We've got Colleen, Brady. As always, she'll be running the clock for us. If you're not familiar with the format, basically everyone will get 5 minutes to share whatever it is they're going to share. And then we'll add a couple minutes up there for Q&A. So you don't have to use the full 5 minutes, but you can if you want them. We've got a bunch of the OGs in the house. I see Aviv is here. Daniel, what's up? Tony Seets in the house. Anto, hello. Anonymous, hi, Maria. Melissa. Melissa's in the background. Hi. Hello. Yomi is here. Zach Bujazia, what's up? Kevin Watkins. I'm only calling you out if you have cameras on. So Jeremy Leroux, what's up? Stone is in the house. Danny, hello. A bunch of folks hanging in the background, a couple anonymous folks. If you want to go ahead and change your name, there's some cool stuff you can do in Gather if you like to celebrate. So what is it? F to throw confetti, Z if you want to dance. So if you click Z, your character will start dancing. If you want to throw some confetti, you can hit F. And then there's some little emojis. If you look in the bottom, you can throw some emojis up and then get rid of those. So just for some interactive stuff, let's see who's got in the comments here. Hello, Josh. Lowe is in the comments. Jacob Lara, Gabe Perez. Tonette is here. Kyle Pitatelli's in the comments. Josh Lowe. And if you're watching in Gather, go ahead and, turn the YouTube stream on, but leave the audio off so it doesn't interfere. But Melissa, you're going to be my co-host today. What's up? You got some things to say? Hello.
Hi, guys. Super excited to be here again and see what everybody's building.
Woo! Nice. Okay, so
I was anonymous. I don't know why.
Yeah, I saw that. It came in for a second. It's up there now. It's got you as Melissa now.
Very cool.
Okay, so let's just jump right into it. Colleen, do you want to call the first one out? Oh, and if you're interested, let's pin the chat. Colleen, shoot me that in Slack, and I'll get it up into the YouTube description, and I'll pin it in the comments here so that people can sign up if you'd like to participate. Usually that fills up as we go. I see Colleen shared it in the Gather chat, show-and-tell.webflow.io if you'd like to participate. And let's get it going. Who's first, Colleen?
First, and let me know if I'm mispronouncing a name, is Chinmay.
Chinmay, yeah, nice.
So if you haven't been here before, just walk up to the walk up to the virtual stage, and you're going to screen share.
I'm not able to hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've got a timer here, so we'll do a 5-minute countdown, and then we'll do a couple minutes of Q&A at the end.
Yeah, so if you want to come right up here, and when you stand in front of the microphone here, you'll be then spotlighting to the whole room. And then you can share your screen or whatever from there. So that's how it'll work. And then when you're done, you just come back and sit down in your chair there. And whenever you're ready, Chinmay, stage is yours.
So excited to see Chinmay. He was the person who shared that killer portfolio like a week ago or a couple weeks ago that everybody was raving about.
Yeah. Okay. Calling Chinmay to the stage. We need some like Price is Right music, like da 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 da. It's like, they're walking down to the stage. All right, there's
Am I audible now? Hello.
Hi.
I don't know. Hello everyone.
Chinmay, are you able to navigate to the stage? Because that way everyone in the space will be able to hear no matter how far away they are from you. Yeah.
Yep.
There we
Perfect.
go. Nice.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, let's get this started.
Yeah. So hello everyone. I'm just going to say my recent portfolio build, Webflow. Yeah. So sharing my screen here. Is it visible? Okay. Yeah. This was my recent portfolio build that I have done with Webflow. So I have designed it in Figma and used some 3D elements that I modeled and rendered on Blender. And then showing some of the skills here that I do web design, Webflow dev, 3D modeling and motion graphics.
Hey Chinmay, can you share the chat in? Can you share the URL into the chat so that maybe people can
Yep.
also explore the website?
Yep.
Great.
On YouTube. On YouTube, right?
Here in Gather.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep. Now it's there.
And I'll share it in the YouTube chat. Okay, continue.
Yeah. So this is like a little more description of my skills here and what I do. And here I have few of my projects that I've done. This was my previous portfolio. And I have a startup that I worked on like the last year. A few more design explorations here. And few of the buzzwords and the design, 3D and development space. And there's a quote here that I really liked. The design adds a lot of value faster than it adds costs. And then I have a contact to section that follows your cursor, and when you hover on it, I really get excited to work with the people. Yeah, that was my portfolio.
Okay, I need to dissect it. First question I have is, what was your thought process on the creative direction? Because it's just so different. I feel like I'm somewhere, but I'm nowhere. So like very outwardly, the colors are great. It just has funky details, but they just work together. So what was the creative direction behind this?
Yeah, so I had taken a break from Webflow for almost 1 year. I used to work on my startup, and then after I thought of give it a try to Webflow and stuff. So I was back into Webflow and freelancing. So I took some of my time and started exploring the different kind of trends that have been going on. Award, Lapa Ninja and Drivel Behind. So I kind of made a mood board and wanted to go with it, and I wanted to give it a specific direction of be a superhero with superpower. I feel like I have got few different skills of my own. I want them to feel as a superpower, as Webflow is a really good superpower to the designers. Yeah, so I wanted to be it little kind of in a space, use few elements from our nature like metals and rock textures, and here I have used a few sky and sun and the grasses here. Yeah, so that was my kind of plan there. Big, bold, and yep, be a unique. I was looking for the color section that I find that would be a little rare because I haven't seen anything with these color combinations previously. So I found that I kept looking for something to be on this combination, and I was just it is just playing around and iterating different stuff. I spent around 2-3 weeks to design this page. Yeah, so that was.
And are these all native Webflow animations, or did you have something else in there?
No, this is purely inside Webflow. I have few, those max width and few widgetry codes, but for the responsiveness and yeah, that is it. And everything interaction and animation, it is all built with native interaction. This is on scroll and move, fading out, and this is horizontal scroll, moving in with scroll combined with scroll interaction, and it is parallax effect. Yeah.
Can I ask,
Wow.
is the design originally yours? Or are you usually handling design and development all the way through? Like, tell me a little bit about your background here, because it's it all fits together so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't see website as I'm a designer or a 3D artist or a webflow. I just focus on getting a set a mood and vibe to a website and delivering it as a final result. So even from the ideation stage and brainstorming stage, I usually consider all the webflow interactions, animations along with 3D and everything. So I just spend days and days just considering design from different sites and 3D assets and everything from other sources. So I just keep on feeding myself with design and take 2 or 3 days, as a break, and I just keep formulating ideas inside my brain, and then I just brainstorm on my iPad, and I gradually move playing with this. Yeah. So the 3D, the design, animation, everything is done completely by me.
Nice. You're not going to hear this, but there's an applause going out in the background on YouTube.
Oh, really? Oh, man, I wish we could hear it.
Soon, listen, the next time we will. The next time, all of the sound effects will be identical on YouTube and in Gather. So trust me, the next one is going to be, yeah, it's great. My new toy is waiting for me. We just have to get it all set up. So any questions for, any other questions for Chinmay? And if you're watching on YouTube, you can feel free to leave questions in the comments. And if we get a chance, we'll pull them up. You are getting a lot of love here. You're getting, I'll read some of these comments. Crazy man with a heart eye emoji. Very creative. Love it. Sick. Got lots of fire emojis. That door effective wild. Great. So good. Nice. Lots of fire emojis. So creative. Great work. So good, Chinmay. So lots of love coming in on the YouTube chats as well as here in the Gather chat. So yeah, good job on that. I know. Yeah, that was rolling around the community last week, and it was cool to see that. So nice.
Yeah. I'm just grateful for the Webflow community on Twitter and Discord and everywhere.
This is it. So what's your plan then, Chinmay? Are you gonna then go do freelance stuff now? Are you on your own? I heard you say you were at an agency. Like, what's up? This, because you know, like this is the kind of thing that will lead to lots of nice, high quality work. You know.
Yeah. So I have I had worked for an agency in the past, and I just reached out to them and just before starting even working on my portfolio, I just messaged them and I said like I'll be back to Webflow and doing freelancing. So let me know if you have any role for me. And before launching the website, they reached out to me and they said like we would like to get you back on our team. And yeah, and I joined them back again. And with along few of my friends, I'm doing taking on few freelance projects with my friends in the part time. Yeah, so that is my current schedule. And yeah,
that's so cool to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Amazing. Great job.
Joel is asking here, what's your approach, Chinmay? What's your approach to keeping the header text responsive with the inline elements, the diamond, etc.? So like that hero section where you have those little like, can you show us how you handle that on mobile real quick?
Yeah, on mobile, I just, I just followed Timothy Rick's widget technique. So yeah. On mobile, this would be like this.
Nice.
So I played a lot with the spacing and all. So made a little different approach to this, and made few custom adjustment on different viewpoints, so it looked little familiar and not break out on mobile.
Beautiful.
So I had to take few major decisions on not to break on the mobile, and also still maintaining the. I also I have hidden those elements here, so I could just focus on the projects here. Yeah, and as I said, I took a break from Webflow for 1 year. So there was no the client first system then. So I used to Visual technique. So that is what I've used here. But I'm now currently spending time and learning client first and the Fluid system and all.
Nice. Okay. Well, if you want to, Chinmay, I would leave a link. There's some people I would leave it on YouTube as well as here in the chat for how people can get a hold of you. Maybe some folks want to hire you or get in touch with you about a project. So all right. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Chinmay. That was super cool. We'll have you jump off the stage now and stop the screen share. And Colleen, who is next?
So coming up next is Tony Seets, followed by Yomi, folled by Pete.
Tony.
And as Tony is making his way to the stage, I dropped a link in the chat. If you go to Show and Tell and click on the queue page, that's where you can see the queue. And one thing we're now showing that we haven't shown in the past is a link to whatever it is that somebody is showing. So when you are signing up, please provide that link so that people can take a look at your work. And if you're on Twitter, your username so people can get in touch with you.
Get off the stage, Zach. Pirates are not allowed on stage here. Okay, Tony.
Cool. You guys see my screen and hear me okay?
I believe so.
Awesome. Okay, it's going to be tough to follow up Chinmay's portfolio there. That is some superb work. But I was scrolling through Twitter the other day and I saw this super cool interaction from the Linear team. I don't know if anybody's been to their website. They've got some just like super clean work. Down here at the bottom, they've got this little call to action that has this hover effect. And I thought it was super neat, and so did a bunch of people on Twitter. And I'm going, well, I wonder if I can recreate that, right? So I started to dissect it, and I got way in the weeds in the Chrome Inspector tool. I figured out how they did it, and I went to implement it with the CSS mask properties that they did, as well as a JavaScript library like GSAP, etc., for basically the fluidity of the whole experience. But I found myself 10 minutes into that process going, why don't I just do this natively in Webflow? So I skipped all of that, and then I spent, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours just kind of tinkering with the whole thing. And then I came up with this little demonstration here, and we effectively have the same sort of thing going on here.
Nice.
The image here for the Webflow logo does the same thing as the backgrounds. I didn't go super crazy making an SVG like these guys did that highlights. But yeah, just a super short and sweet demo. I included a video here on the page that demonstrates that, and some notes about how it all works and some stuff that I found while I was building it. And then I've made it clonable as well in case anybody wants to get in and tinker around. Yeah.
Yes, Tony, loved it. I really love that little animation. So is that like mouse hover, or what is it?
So this is a mouse move over element, and so it's set to the entire section. So as the mouse moves on the x-axis and y-axis, it basically changes. I could get into the weeds here like a little bit with the
You got some time
back
on,
end.
yeah, you got some time on the clock.
Cool. So essentially, everything is wrapped in this section hover, which is, let's see here. Yeah, everything's tied to some interactions on this section right here. And then everything wrapped inside of this container. There's 2 pieces of content. One is the overlay that is filled text, and then there's another one that is the outline text, or all of the background elements. So one of them is set to position overlay. And then basically what's happening is as you're moving your mouse, basically on the x-axis or y-axis, it is changing the opacity of one of those elements. So you can kind of see what's going on here. It doesn't preview very well inside the designer. I've dropped a bit of custom code up here that helps basically the computer recognize that there's going to be animation, and it makes it a little smoother. But yeah, that's basically what's going on. There's quite a few different quirks to doing it this way versus the way that they implemented. But then you save yourself all the custom code and headache and all that fun.
Cool. How long did it take you?
I would say that I tinkered with it for probably 5 or 6 hours yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, and then another hour or so just kind of writing up notes and making sure that everything was presentable before I made it clonable.
Very cool. I feel like this is a really cool little clonable for so many uses. Like you can really do this with images, not only with text. You know, like it has a lot of possibilities.
Thank you. Yeah, there's so much that can be done natively inside Webflow that honestly, it wasn't my intention to do it natively. I was going to go in, I was going to use the CSS mask properties and all the variables that they use and a bunch of custom code and GSAP to power the animation. And I pretty quickly was just like, yeah, I can do this, but I don't want to. Yeah. I
love it. Everybody go clone it. I'm going to clone it. I really like it. Thank you, Tony.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, these are the cool little things that you know, as they percolate through the audience, as they percolate through the community, you know, people start coming to see who's Tony and what's he building. So, yeah, nice work. Keep
And
up.
I also love the little tool tips on the bottom, like
Yeah, how to use
everything,
it.
you know, that you have to. Yeah, I think it's really cool because sometimes when you clone stuff, you're like, okay, wait a second, let me like figure this out. So that was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
I figured I'd help people dissect it a little bit. The one thing I forgot to mention is I did my best to make it accessible too with duplicate content and screen readers, etc. Things can get pretty wonky. So one of those elements has basically dummy elements that aren't links. And then one of them has the real links, and one of them's hidden to screen readers, etc.
yeah,
Cool.
and
Tony, can you share the clonable so we can share it here on YouTube?
yeah, and then hopefully Victoria's keeping track of these, and we can add them all into the description at the end. So we'll add them to the description as we go. So anybody who's watching this now or into the future can also click on these. They'll be available in the chat. Sarkis is saying building abstract elements like this is the best way to learn Webflow. So coming from, you know, one of the pros in that game, just building random things, learning to push the limits and do all that. So kudos, Tony from Sarkis. He said, nice work, Tony, cool implementation. Webflow Minneapolis says, a little dancing emoji. So nice. Getting some love on YouTube as well. That's right.
Awesome.
Let me get some confetti. Everybody throw a little F. There you go. All right, Colleen, who is next?
Coming up next is Yomi, followed by Pete, followed by Nkenna, followed by Kevin. And I've added a few more slots to the queue because we seem to be going through fast today. Not everyone's taking 5 minutes. So I think we may be able to see more presentations than maybe we have some other times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nice flow.
Yeah. How funny is I still can't get over people walking in their little like avatar and going to the stage. Like to me, they're just still like, wait, what?
It's so good though, right?
Yeah. Love it.
All right,
Go
Yomi,
ahead,
the
Yomi.
stage is yours. Colleen will restart the clock when you, whenever you start.
Okay. I'm pretty nervous about this. It's my first time sharing in a big space. So this is K-Day's website. It is a local festival in Edmonton, Canada.
Can you share the link in the chat real quick so we can follow along with you?
Yeah, of course.
Great, thanks. And for anybody who's watching, that's also on the show-and-tell.webflow.io page if you'd like to follow along with the itinerary and have those links.
Okay, so we have this like basic slider here just for the different images. This is a CMS generated countdown to the event.
Oh, nice.
So every year they just need to update the CMS item for the event date. So that makes it easier to continue every year. Then we have these cool bubbles, which was really fun. So I was hoping they would have their schedule up right now because it's really cool, but I have a duplicate that I will be showing you in a second. And then when you start coming down here, I have the newsletter sign up. It does not show up until you're at least 3/4 down the page and you've been on it for longer than 10 seconds. So not right in your face when you first open it. Cool. So the big feature that I wanted to show you guys was this schedule, and it uses the Finsweet filters. So these are all CMS items like the days of the festival, your event type, which stage it's on, and even your cost as well.
Nice.
Great.
And I added some custom, so when you choose a day, it changes at the top there. And then also favoriting. I was looking at a few different options like JetBoost and stuff for favoriting, but didn't want to use cookies. So I'm actually using local storage for this. So go to your favorites page, and they're all there. and automatically removes. So it's a nice, quick, easy feature. And I actually created the favoriting feature, and it is in GitHub. So that is my little CDN, so I could use that on a bunch of different sites as well.
Look at this little superstar.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Thanks.
I feel like, you know, it has everything a client would need for this type of websites. Like, you know, I think first the way you did those bubbles, like those are my favorite graphic elements in the whole site. Those are super, super cool. I love them. And then in terms of all the filters and the sorting, you know, it has everything an event company would need, super well organized, and you thought about scalability, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is super important. So I love it. What do you think?
I do as well. Part of me, the only, like, if I'm just going to give a little bit of design feedback, would be maybe in this full schedule here section, you like those nice round bubbles that Melissa was talking about. I would like to see maybe some of that carried into this, because this all gets like real square, and maybe the client wants it like that. I don't know. But maybe, I don't know if it's this little featured image that you can bring some of those shapes into. I also thought maybe like rounding off one of these edges, and then you can highlight, maybe you center the date or you center the heart or something, so it's like in a round area on the end of it. Maybe that's a call out. I don't know how it looks. I don't know, but something about that, like, because Melissa was saying, it's fun, it's playful, and it's kind of on the other pages. So where can you bring a little bit of that same, you know, round pop? Even these like background gradients or something are a little more bold than that calendar. So is there a way to differentiate like a category of events with the color, or with some kind of, I don't know, something that brings a little bit of this playfulness to that page? I think would really set this page off just a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, I brought in the color from the categories. There's actually the background color.
Nice.
So
Okay.
that's like
Yeah.
the
So it is
different
there. Yeah.
category background colors. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I would say like just expanding from what Raymmar said, what I picture on this page is just like bigger elements showing each field, like making it super in your face, to choose the location, the date, and I don't remember what are the other fields. Yeah, the stage and cost, and just making it really big with the colors and the bubbles, like, and then once you get to the results, then you can see your list. I feel like that would just make it a complete experience. But it still works. It's just advice if you were planning to take it even further in terms of design.
Yeah, so when the design phase, I went like really crazy at first, and then they really wanted to tone it down. So this is the direction that the client wanted to go for this.
Yeah. Yeah, clients.
So
The first one was super crazy. And moving things, yeah.
Yeah, and Anto's saying that follow Yomi on Twitter. So, and that's on what is it, at Cruella Explorer? If you're watching on YouTube, you've got it there. And somebody was asking in the comments, can you show how the filters look on mobile?
Oh, sorry.
And then...
they're just stacked.
Okay, so they just go vertical on top of each other?
Yeah, they're just, I think
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. And then Masage, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, was saying how to submit my website and be featured in the next episode. You can't really submit your website. You can come into Gather, which the links are in the description, and you can share it with us. So nobody's submitting their website. You have to come and share it with us yourself. So feel free to come on into the Gather space and do that. We've got a nice little crowd on YouTube and hanging out in Gather. So who's next, Colleen? Oh, you're muted.
Oops, sorry about that. So coming up next is Pete Blatchford, who's already made his way to the stage, and going to be, the link is killingeve.lol.
Just to make sure, this isn't the decapitating thing, is it? Pete?
Yeah, it is. I could skip that bit before I start sharing.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I do wonder if the content of the actual game itself might be inappropriate.
Yeah, if this is what you were showing us the other day, I'm not sure this is the right venue for that, to be honest.
Okay. All right. I get it. I understand. Okay. All right. Sorry. I should have Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I know some.
Sorry, R-rated. Yeah.
Yeah, I think now people are gonna be like, ooh, that's gonna become like the most exciting thing where people are like, damn, what is it? Show me. Okay, let's see. All right, well, the crowd's fighting for it, so okay. Do we do it? All right, we're just gonna put an R rating on this section, y'all. Come on, let's I guess let's. Yeah, the crowd's saying let's go.
Okay.
Show it.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm super nervous now.
PG-21, guys.
Yeah, that's right. Tell your kids to go to the next room or something. No kidding.
Don't say we didn't tell you.
Yeah, there's definitely. Hold on, I've got a permission screen sharing thing. Oh, I'm sorry. This might be.
All right. Well, why don't we jump to the next one? You can figure out the screen sharing, and we'll come back to you after on the next.
Sure.
Okay.
So coming up next is Nkenna, and I'll drop the link in the chat, followed by, I guess we'll come back to Pete and then Kevin Watkins.
Nice. Okay.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm just trying to share my screen. Just let me know whether you can see it.
There it
You
is.
see it.
Okay, I'm just going to refresh this. Right, so I'm just basically sharing our portfolio that my studio basically really built recently. So we're basically like an experiential branding and web design studio. And we just basically had a new revamp, and we wanted to basically have a new look and basically, take all the elements and the design work we've done over the years and really showcase that to perspectives. So, the inspiration behind this section was basically like, to have this immersive movie type review section where it's like detailing a testimonial of the kind of work that we do at the Black Pepper Studio. And then it goes down into exposing the different identities and services that we provide. So going all the way from brand identity to web to digital, content production, packaging design, as well as brand positioning. So you just have this massive scroll effect, and then basically to work with us. And we just want to highlight where we're from, basically from Lagos and London. And, just have this really fun element to basically call out clients to come work with us and start a conversation. So I'm just going to hop into a new page. So for the projects page, we wanted to, give people an idea of what the different brands that we've worked on, like what the feel was like for the different, brands. So I'm just going to go into one case study, for example, this one. So, when you step into the brand, the whole idea was for you to feel very immersed into what we did for that particular brand. So we have details of what the product.
Oh no.
So you can click and see how we use the different colors as well. And then you step into, full range of what we did for them. And talking again as well as some typography, and just have this really unique scroll interaction that was kind of GSAT based, and just basically detailing every single little piece of work that we've done for each of the brands. So yeah, and then we always end it with a testimonial of the clients, what they thought about the projects that we've worked in. I'm just going to go to a different page as well, which is the services page. I don't know why Webflow does this sometimes, but yeah. So this was because we're very editorial based, so we wanted to easily, clients to easily see the different services that we provide and have this book layout, and you can basically hover over it, and then you can see details of each of the projects and services that we do, and you can hover across and see projects related to that particular service, and you can easily reach us out as well. One of my favorite pages is actually the About page. Quite a lot of people talk to me about this one. But basically, you just kind of like, it's a horizontal scroll, and I did try as much as possible to make this work across mobile as well, so you get the full reach experience as well. So, you know, just a quick thing about us and just detailing each, because we're a team of two. She does mostly of the branding, and I'm more on the Webflow side and doing the web dev myself. So, you know, across, and then just literally letting people know, you know, what we typically work with, because we're mostly like, you know, lifestyle, beauty, luxury, and arts and interior design. So yeah, just basically having clients literally know easily what we do and who we would like to work with as well. And basically also showcasing our style. You know, it's very expressive typography, finely curated editorial layouts, and we like to use space a lot, and, you know, also intertwine color as well. So this is this very cool horizontal scroll section. Another page that's quite interesting is the musings page. So this is just kind of works over like things that we get inspired by. So it's just things that we just literally dump in our own version of Pinterest that we want people to, you know, come across. Like, so if you need some kind of design inspiration yourself, just little bits in there with like what we do. So it's kind of having this kind of parallax GSAP scroll-based interaction as well, and just things that we find interesting and we like as well. I think it's on the page. Just trying to rush to quickly go over it and just this contact page. And I think that's basically about it. Just trying to keep it short. And we don't have much time today. But yeah, that's about it. And that's the Black Pepper Studio.
Damn.
Wow. Nkenna, you know that I love this website.
Yeah.
I voted for it on awards, by the way. This is nominated.
Yeah, it is.
Can we still
And
vote?
Sorry, say that again?
Can we still vote? Can we get the link in the chat and stuff so we can go vote?
All the way to Thursday? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, let's go throw a bunch of votes on this. This is wild. Cool. I love that grid menu.
Yeah, I think that he loves the grid menu, that it's so cool.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. I think that you understand like editorial style so well. Like, this is your thing, obviously. I mean, it's the service that you provide. And you can tell that you just go free and do what feels right for you without really getting boxed in by following a specific type of layout or composition. Like, you're literally just going out there and going for it, which I absolutely love. The only suggestion that I have, and this is something that has been told to me because I also love this style and working with like mixing typography, is be careful with the script typography that you have somewhere there with the size, because it looks beautiful, but then really it's, you know, it's going to be hard for people to read it. But apart from that, I love it. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And that's why we only like use it minimally throughout the entire website. We're very conscious about where we're going to place that. So it's only about 2 places on the website it really comes across. But yeah, I totally agree with that. Thanks for that review as well, Melissa. I appreciate it. Of course.
Yeah, getting lots of love here too. Josh Lowe says, I've been dreaming of doing this for a while, but have no time. Such amazing validation, great stuff. Tony saying so many nuggets here. Beautiful work, outstanding implementation. You're getting some drooling comments, like 5 sites in one. Yeah, it's so cool when you go through something like this and see so many unique looks, you know, kind of wrapped up into one package here. So good job on kind of keeping, like I was just mesmerized on each page. You know, even though there were some similarities and it all felt like it was connected, there was enough uniqueness in the little areas that I was like, okay, you know, this is good. You're not just reusing the same effect over and over and over, which happens a lot on sites like that.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Raymmar. I appreciate it.
Great. So Luxy is another comment. Very consistent. Nice. What a great site. Good work. Yeah, there you go. Awards worthy. So yeah, drop the link to that awards in the comments here.
I'll do that.
We'll make sure we get that in the video description, and we'll go see if we can get some votes on the award site for that.
Oh
appreciate
my
it.
God, Nkenna, congratulations. And I'm really hoping you get side of the day at least. Really nice.
Exactly. I hope so too. Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah, and that link's in there in the Gather chat. We'll post this in the YouTube chat as well. So if you like that site, please go share that on the awards website, and let's see if we can help push that over the top.
Oh, hey, Nkenna, we have a 3D class on Friday at the Webflow party. I haven't announced it. I know that you were asking Nicolo on Flowchella that you wanted to learn more about 3D, I think.
Yeah, 3JS mostly.
Yeah, so there's going to be a class on that if you want to go and learn a little bit
Yeah,
more.
definitely. I'll be there.
Nice. And go follow these people on Twitter, y'all. Let's make sure we're all supporting each other on Twitter. Those Twitter handles are being shown on the YouTube screen. But maybe Colleen, we could post them in. Oh, she did. She's one step ahead of me.
Yeah,
Always.
I know.
I'm trying to post them. I'm trying to post them in the chat, but also if you look at the queue, if someone's provided a Twitter username, it's in the queue list too.
Great.
So, and the links to the sites if it turns out you missed something.
Great.
Awesome.
Just got to follow, and let's go. Who's next?
So Pete, did you figure out your issues? And after Pete is Kevin Watkins, and then after that, nobody else has signed up. I think we're going to still have some time today because
Cool. Well,
folks aren't taking
yeah,
all the time.
And like I said, I'm happy to jump in. Maybe I'll jump in the rotation, and I can do a quick little show and tell from last week, and we can talk a little bit about Webflow and any questions we might have here.
Awesome. Pete,
did you change
Okay.
did you change your hair too, by the way?
I just had a haircut, yeah.
Between now and the last, like your avatar, I mean, was your hair green the last time you were on stage?
I don't know. I had to like come out of Gather and come back.
Oh,
in again,
okay. So
Yeah.
he went for a whole wardrobe change and everything. All right. If we could have whoever this anonymous
Go.
person is jump off the stage, just so you're not spotlighted right now.
Okay. Am I sharing? No. Yes. Am I sharing?
Yep.
yes.
Yes.
Okay. And just a heads up, this is R-rated share here, so.
Yeah. So let's start with the trigger warning. Yeah. So there's violence, there's swearing, motion interaction, loud noises, and mild peril. Player discretion is advised. I'm going to play it without the sound for the stream because I think it might get a bit crazy. Or should I? Should I have the sound on? It makes it so much more fun. I think
If we're going for it, I
put
guess
sound
we're
on
going
for a
for it, right?
let's go for it. Okay. I hope it comes out all right. I think the frame rate might not be up to scratch for some of the animations and interactions, but we'll see how that goes too. Okay. Like, I'm pretty sure this isn't as slick over the stream as it is on the live site. And so this is, I think, what what Raymmar was referring to. And this is using the Finsweet custom range slider. And range sliders are really hard to style in CSS, and the Finsweet custom range slider makes this really, really easy. So I did just have to do a little bit of custom JavaScript here, but not an awful lot. So as you slide it across, and then when you get okay, you won't be able to hear me if I've got the music on, so I'm going to turn that off for a sec.
And this is all based on like a show, like a TV show?
Yeah, there's a TV show, British TV show, or I think it's by BBC America, called Killing Eve. It's a fantastic show, very funny, very camp, but also incredibly dark. So it's about a kind of serial killer assassin type character. And I wanted to see, I mean, initially, all I was trying to do was their title sequence, which is just this here. It's just the blood dripping down from the V. And I just got carried away. So the hand at the bottom, this is just a Lottie file that I made. So it's a 3D hand holding a gun that just tracks the mouse cursor and rotates. And most of the interaction for the game is all done just using native Webflow interactions. And I just kind of exploited some weird settings essentially to get it to kind of evade the cursor in a kind of random style. And then when you actually, if you can, actually get them in the face rather than the background, then it tracks it as a hit, and then it counts up with the score. So if you're really good, then you can actually earn some money rather than wasting it, because the amount of points that you lose is kind of proportionate to the value of each of these characters. So each of these characters is stored in a CMS collection called characters, and they've all got different kind of like values associated with them, so I can tweak.
And what's powering this interaction here? Is this?
Let's go and have a look. Sorry, I could have been a bit more organized here.
I mean, are they native interactions? Or are you using custom code? That's really.
Yep. So what we've got is let me see. It's the game itself, which is there, I believe. So I've got an interaction on the game. So for the gun moving and the gun rotating. So the gun move tracks it left and right, and then the gun rotate is a different interaction. And then on the gallery, there's the collection with the characters in. And on the gallery item, I've got a mouse move over element. Hold on, let's just come back here. Yeah, so 50-50 with 100% smoothing. If I have this anything other than 100%, it's really glitchy, because what I'm actually doing is I'm saying when it's at 0% on X, I actually am moving it 120 off to the 120 viewport widths off to the right. And when it's at 100%, so all the way to the right hand side of it, I'm moving it to the left. So it's kind of like, I've just kind of, it's a bit of a glitch kind of, really. I've just got it set to such weird settings. That's kind of what makes it work.
And then triggering the like the shot, the holes in the image and the actual like place that you clicked, like that's what I'm wondering. Like, what's that?
Right. Sorry. Yeah. The bullet holes themselves is a bit of custom code. I found it on CodePen. It was really quite a simple bit of custom code. So really, the only custom code I've used is pretty much just for putting the bullet holes on, doing the scores. So different score based on the different value. So in each one of these collection items, there's the I'm out of time. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
It's like some kind of point value stored with it, and then that triggers when the bullet hits or when the.
Sure, exactly that. And then the other kind of cool thing was the a vector shape overlaid around the face itself. So if you hit in the background, it's only the vector shape that counts as a hit. So I've actually got like it's kind of like an actual game sprite, I suppose.
Got it.
And then that's just a custom embed with the SVG code, absolutely positioned over the top of the image. And then when you actually get them all, then you get to add your point to the leaderboard. So in demo, and now this is going to Bannerbear, generating a share image, and to make.com, and then coming back into Webflow to create a new item in the high scores database, high scores collection. So if I share that link now, it will give me a custom share image that says "beat my score." So trying to get a viral element as well.
Yeah. That is a
it's the topic. I'm sure it's like for some people it's like a little touchy, but if you think about it with the game perspective, it's really interesting what you've done, because it's like you have to, think all the layers that go on top of everything as the game itself, but then also in the execution of it. So I think it's very, very cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
totally. Lots of wild stuff in there that, the content maybe, but the stuff like, building stuff like that in Webflow is cool. And it just goes to show like what we'll be able to push this to, maybe in the future, and what other people will be doing with this. So very nice. Thank you, Pete. Appreciate that. Let's see who is next. It looks like Kevin Watkins.
Yes, Kevin's up next, and then there's no one in the queue after that.
And then
if anyone's been sitting on the fence,
that's right.
Now's the time.
And Zach saying, guess we won't be meeting Pete at No Code Conf, considering he was just added to the no-fly list.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so it seems like the theme of the day is violent TV shows, because that is also mine. This is a golf tournament based, every year they do a different theme. It's a fundraising golf tournament to help veterans in our area that suffer with PTSD. So it's a really cool cause, and like last year's was 80s theme, and then they brought me on to do the Yellowstone theme from the TV show. So I might have to ask Pete about this, but yeah, my biggest struggle was during the intro. They had this yellow ink splatter effect, like something you kind of see on True Detective as well. And I spent a long time trying to figure out the best way to do that, because the ink's not with overlays. The SVGs are kind of more static, so it's hard to recreate the ink effect with SVGs. So I was trying to get videos to do overlays as a Lottie file, but it's very hard to convert a video into a Lottie file. So I even played around with I even edited a whole video using a ink pack thing with some golf things, but I didn't love the way it looked, so I kind of scrapped the video background and ended up just doing exporting a bunch of different layers of ink to get that to overlay on the top part here. Yeah, we got a shout out on Cameo from one of the actors there for the tournament, and just some information. And another big thing I was trying to figure out was how to do a fundraising event, like a no-code tool to do the registration and donation. So I probably talked to 10 different software companies, but I landed on GiveButter, which was really pretty cool.
Website built by Finsweet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the GiveButter website.
Yeah, they're awesome. So yeah, it's just that. I wanted to share that. They're I was really struggling on finding a platform that didn't make you use their own website, right? A lot of those things, they provide a website and they all look awful. But GiveButter, I was able to get embeds and everything right onto the site. So I didn't have to leave the experience to do the ticketing system, which was nice. And that's this. And then use CMS for different sponsors. And yeah, this also is on the homepage too. So yeah, it was kind of a rush project. I wish we had a bit more time, but yeah, I spent a lot of time trying to get the look right. But yeah, next year we'll reskin it for whatever the theme is. So I kind of have an ongoing sponsorship with them. I'll be the website sponsor next year and do the new theme. But yeah, it's kind of like GiveButter, and since we launched last Monday, we've already raised about like $50,000 just from Give Butter.
Nice.
Yeah, and the event's in September, so hopefully they'll raise more with the auction too. And then they do have an auction, and Give Butter does not have that yet, but I think they're releasing like an auction component to their software soon. So yeah, can't say enough great things about Give Butter. They're awesome. And they don't charge any fees either on the donations or tickets. So that was big. They just have like an option to like give Butter to cover the costs. So
Nice.
And it also gives the donors an option to cover the credit card fees. So I think 88% of people who bought tickets ended up covering the credit card fees. So yeah, it's took me a while to find it, but Raymmar, I should have asked you earlier on before I talked to a bunch of other people about it. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'd love any feedback too, because we're kind of an ongoing partner. So
yeah, I think that it serves the purpose for what you're doing or what they're doing, which is just, get the tickets and spread word about the event. I would say in terms of design, I would just, for example, like the sticky cards on the section that is called swap out your car hearts for your colorways. I would like maybe change the cards to not have like a background or something, or just something that it's just easier to read, because sometimes when you have this type of function of component, you're hiding the information, you know what I mean? And like maybe it would have been cool to like see the whole thing. I also see an opportunity here to use more imagery. Like I feel this is an outdoor event. So maybe like, use like background images with text coming out from the bottom and just really immerse people in the experience. Because people, when they go to a page like this, like they really want to feel like, what's this going to be about? And sometimes, and I know this is the client, but sometimes there's just so much text that people are really not going to read. And maybe just find a way to add the text, but maybe break it down into little parts, just so it's not just one big paragraph. So that would be like my only suggestions, but I think it serves the purpose. Oh, maybe on the logos, I don't know if you received PNGs with a white background, and this is why you use the white blocks. But to make it cleaner, I would just use the logos as PNG with transparent background and not make the blocks, because it kind of breaks your experience. You know what I mean? Like everything is black and then you go on the bottom and it's white.
That did end up being just a kind of convenience thing of tracking down like 20 logos. Some of these have white backgrounds, and maybe like 3 of them had SVGs available. I might go back through and see if I can.
If that's the case, you could also consider just getting rid of your gap spacing here and make it one big block, and that might pull it to. That might just also pull them together a little bit. I don't know, but I wouldn't want to go through and try to clean all those logos up.
Yeah, one time I had a client that had like 50 logos. When I tell you, it was so so long, but I had to do it. And now I'm happy that it worked out. So I know it's tedious. I don't know how much they're paying you, but it really is, it'll make it so much more cleaner.
I might need to go through and I bet I can track down most of them, but some were like pull off Facebook and things like that.
Only if it's in the budget, only if it's in the budget.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm seeing a lot of opportunity
definitely give a
here.
nonprofit discount.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of opportunity here to make a parallax. You know, you have the field with the golf field. So I would love to do something like the background is the field, and then you have bushes on the front, and as you scroll, that kind of moves. That would be a cool experience for the future.
Yeah. Once, I think, who was it, the Goonies website that I was looking at that,
Mm-hmm.
I thought about rebuilding it to kind of have that, like.
Again, I don't
website.
know if this audience would appreciate something like that. These are guys, they're practical, they're not thinking about all this animation. This is us being super picky,
Yeah.
but just ideas.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I really
that's,
like that.
That's like us on the
Parallax.
design side, and assuming every client
Yeah.
wants these like beautiful things. But yeah, I could imagine, you know, these folks, this is probably, they're going to get excited and be like, oh, this is beautiful. Everything's great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. For this, we definitely try to set the foundation. This is my first year doing the site, but so there's a bit of planning ahead because I know next year we're going to have to reskin it with the new theme. So yeah, there are some just like foundational elements. So like next year, like I'll change the fonts and the colors to match the theme. So
nice.
Yeah.
Great.
But yeah, I really like that parallax idea. So thank you. Appreciate the feedback.
Of course. Awesome. Maria, I know we don't have anybody else, but why don't you present that Destinyland website? Because I feel like this is very, very like consistent to what I was telling Kevin about like the full experience. And maybe if you can show us, I don't know if you've showed this page.
I think I did.
Do it.
But I can share it. Or you can share it.
And the crowd goes wild.
I just sat down to it.
That is such a nice page.
Let me find the tab here. Okay. I hope it won't lag super much. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My screen's a little bit big.
No, but it looks great. See, so this is what I was saying, Kevin, like, you know, breaking down the paragraphs into sections kind of becomes like a little parallax. Obviously, the animations here are super advanced. Like she has, I don't know what is this, 3JS or something?
Just the stars. The rest is Webflow.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't have to do anything on the back, but it kind of tells the story, you know what I mean? And then boom, you get to the price. This is your call to action on the bottom, and then all your logos on the bottom as well. But Maria, this is just so cool.
Thank you.
And like here, the opportunity to add the videos. I'm sorry I'm mixing both ideas, but like I love to see like what Maria did and like what other people can do for websites that have events, beautiful imagery, and more of an immersive experience.
And people want to know about the stars. Tell me about the stars.
Tell us about it.
It's Particles.js. Almost out of the box.
Wow.
And there is a clonable in Webflow with the stars. So it's easier to implement. I didn't find it until later.
No.
But it's pretty easy. It's just you fix it because it has a GUI, so you can fix everything how you want it. And you take the configuration, you save it, and you just upload it in Webflow. It's pretty simple and has other versions like Snow, and you can replace the particles with other stuff.
Oh, wait, yeah. I saw that clonable. I think you sent it to me.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. I think I was going to use it for something, but then I'm like, I'm doing the most. I'm not going to use it.
Rian, the background is a video. It's a background video.
So was this for a client or just a passion
Yes,
project?
this was a 3-month project, an artistic video theater kind of thing that started on Empress Elizabeth from Austria on the day she was killed, and ended on the day of her birthday, which was, I think, Christmas. And the project is really nice. The videos and stuff, it's very artistic. Check it out, everyone. It's awesome.
This is so cool, Maria.
Thanks.
Love it. Very, very cool. Thank you for showing it to us.
You're welcome.
Nice. Colleen, do we have anybody else on the list?
Let me just double check.
Yeah, and
nobody else.
Colleen just
nobody else.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, can we have somebody mute?
Oh, Alaba, I
Alaba,
think that's
yeah.
you have to mute yourself.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. I think he wanted to show his project because he wrote on YouTube.
On YouTube?
But then he erased it. Yeah. Yeah. Getting logos and removing background is super annoying, Josh.
No. It's like the worst thing ever. Send me the PNG file, and then they send you just a JPEG, and they're like, "That's it, we sent it," or it's an EPS file that's that's saved flat or something like that. It's like,
oh my God, no. I feel like that's when everybody needs a virtual assistant with design experience.
Where's the, we need the fancy, like, they have the nice filters now where you can remove the background from people's images. We need one for logos. Like the tool that you just send a logo to it. It adds all the resolution so you can take your 183 pixel by 53 pixel image that they sent you and turn it into like a high res logo.
Yeah, exactly. Skylar, didn't you have a project not long ago that you did?
Hey, sorry, I was just listening in.
Sorry, I don't mean calling out people.
You're okay. Project. Which one were you referring to?
I don't know. I feel like I saw something from you not long ago.
Oh yeah, I did that. Oh yeah. Okay, so I did that image grid with the GSAP animations, and you posted it up. Yeah.
And it does look like Gareth signed up, Colleen. Is that what's happening here? Gareth did sign up. So if you'd like to share Skylar, and then we can go to Gareth after that.
Okay. Okay. Sharing screen. Yeah, let me look for it real fast.
Did I just put you on the spot?
I mean, I definitely wasn't planning on. It doesn't matter. I love sharing things.
One of us.
I mean, that's how you put yourself out there, guys.
That's
what I tell everybody at the party and when we do this stuff. That's how people find you, clients find you. People are gonna rewatch this. You never know.
So
You never know.
And then after Gareth, we're gonna have Nick. And so looking at the time, that's probably
we'll
take
probably
us
close
to
them
one...
up after that. Yeah.
Okay, sharing right now. Okay, you guys can see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
The Webflow screen? Cool.
Yep.
Okay, great. Yeah, this is a clone of something I found on Code Drops. I don't even, is that allowed? Cloning things or recreating things?
Yeah.
That's how the internet works.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I saw this on Code Drops. I've been trying to learn GSAP and like a myriad of other, I don't know, cool frameworks. So I found this one recently. I thought was really cool. There's like 7 or 8 different animations. So I decided to kind of go through and try to recreate some of them using in Webflow, which is its own beast, is trying to like integrate like custom code into Webflow. So in So I was only able to figure out how to do 4 of them of the 8.
That's
But
a lot.
yeah, I mean, this one's kind of lame. Let's see. I don't even know. This one's like, it's kind of fun, you know. I could see somebody finding use
Yeah.
for that one. I like this one. Kind of
The
bouncy.
stretchy one.
Yeah, and I love how fluid everything is. Like,
Send the link so we can
Sure.
see it live.
okay. There we go. Yeah, so I just really love how bouncy and fluid everything is in GSAP. It's like I feel like it's almost impossible to mimic that with Webflow native interactions. And like there's inertia, and like if you're scrolling really fast, like you know, it gets extra interesting. Let's see what other one here. I had some more. Okay, but I guess I didn't publish them. Let's see. I recreated one of these ones. Try to recreate that one.
Oh, nice. That was super cool.
Yeah, this one was like I was pretty close to getting this one. Okay, I guess I could show you the custom code. This is a clonable, by the way. If you go into my, I guess I'll share the clonable link as well.
Cool. 18 clones already.
I'm trying to figure out how to share the clonable link. Sorry. No.
Yeah, just
you go.
exactly
That's the
like
link,
that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so I hope people find the clonable useful because it's like a lot of custom code, and like if you don't understand what's going on behind it, it's like gonna be hard to adapt it to your own uses. So maybe I added the link to the actual demo in there as well, which goes through it a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, looking through it here.
Oh yeah, I see the link here.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I guess if you don't know anything about GSAP, it might be hard for me to explain what's going on. But it's like super simple. I mean, look how little code there is for like that interesting animation that was going on there for this one. And it's like just a few.
Yeah, you just have to add the element class.
Right.
And then you start adding when you want to trigger it, when should it stop, when should it begin, and then easing and, well, in this case, scale, right? Scale X, scale Y, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I skewed this one as well, which made that interesting animation. I just kind of gives
cool.
like a bubbly effect. But yeah, I'm gonna do some more of these. I'm gonna go through like all of these code drop tutorials and like try to recreate some of them. So I feel like there's value to that, right? I mean, there's like somebody already made it, like a lot of these code drops, but nobody's really translated it into Webflow projects, which I think would be valuable for people.
Yeah. And Kevin is asking here, how can I learn, or any GSAP courses or resources you'd all recommend? I would say Timothy Ricks is starting to come out with a lot of GSAP animation. He said that he's learning as he goes, but I've found them super useful, and he's so good at teaching that I would definitely recommend him.
Yeah, same here. I feel like I learned so much from Tim. And especially if you have the money, I really love his Patreon account because he has like about an equal amount of tutorials on his Patreon to his YouTube. And yeah, really helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
And then if you just want to like look at the documentation on the GreenSock website, GreenSock makes GSAP. You know, I feel like that's always like the easiest way to learn different programs.
I'm gonna share GreenSock here on the chat.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Skylar.
Yep.
Could you share the GSAP tutorial on code drops as well?
Yeah. Let me find it.
And Colleen, how many do we have next coming up?
So Gareth Wan and Nick Jones both came in at the same time. So those are the last two, and the forum's basically been shut down. So there shouldn't be anything else.
Okay, great. So who's up? Is it Gareth, you said?
Yes, Gareth Wan.
You guys can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me share my screen. So I just want to share a client site I did for a SaaS startup. So the company is called VoiceForm, and it's a form builder. So kind of like Typeform, but the difference is you can do a voice response. So for example, you can set up a question as a voice response, and it will transcribe the person's answer, as well as like it can detect the keywords that are used and like the tone of voice. So you can say like confusing, for example. So I just want to show this graphic first, so you guys can kind of get the idea of what this website is. And what I wanted to show was I created this interesting illustration that uses audio files. So it's a bit of custom JavaScript just because Webflow doesn't have any native Webflow audio components yet. But a cool thing here is you can actually play these audio files. I've muted this tab, but what happens when you play is these are actually all divs, and they're animating randomly. And there's like keywords that show up for the audio that's playing. So just kind of like I animated the way that this product works using some custom JavaScript. And this is also using Webflow CMS. So the client can add in testimonials here. So they can add in like the image. And what I've done is I've added in the CMS in the collection, I've added an item for the ID of the audio file, and that connects to Google Drive. So there's a Drive folder where the client can add in their audio files, and then they just need to copy the ID from the URL of that Google Drive file, and then they can just paste it in the collection. So yeah, I just wanted to show that off just because I think audio is something that Webflow is missing. Just this main section here, and then the rest of the website is basically, just a typical SaaS website, really, just, like a product page. I also did that on this page as well, just a different way of showing the audio. And then the other prices, all the other pages are pretty typical, like, pricing, blog, as well as a few other pages that are just specific to the brand. But yeah, the main thing I wanted to show was this main illustration here, because it's really different from anything that I've really done in Webflow.
Wow.
Nice.
How are you guys so talented? Like, this is so awesome. Like finding solutions like this, and just like with a little bit of code, you can really just do something that somebody else would say, no, that's not possible in Webflow, So
Yeah, I
creative.
tried a lot of things like Webflow, like I just searched like Webflow audio on Google, and the first thing that came up I think was like you can embed like SoundCloud files. So I tried that first, but it just looked like really stupid. And like when you click play, like SoundCloud will be like, oh, create an account. So it just like didn't work. So I had to find an even more custom solution. And then I think I found the tutorial to make these like audio waves move somewhere on YouTube, and then I just had to add it in the custom code, and then figure out how to add it to the CMS as well, so the client would be able to customize that as well.
Wow. So you added it, what, like I said, embed in a rich field text? In a rich field text?
So there's like a few custom embeds I use for each collection item. I think There's one for the audio play button, and then there's another like just an invisible embed for the audio file ID, so like the audio source.
Wow. Did you have any trouble like styling that once you dropped all the structure in that panel?
Yeah, like I had a lot of trouble. Like, yeah, it was definitely like a lot of hours just figuring how all this would work, especially with the custom code. Like, I think what I did, like, I don't really remember exactly. Like, I did this a few weeks ago, but what I remember was, so each one of these are a div. Like, maybe if I inspect, you guys will be able to see as well. So each one of these are a div. So it's called audio wire or audio wire. And then with each one of these divs, the custom code on load, it will just customize like the height of each of these. And then when I click play, it'll just animate each of them. So like there's like a CSS animation that says like go from 50% height to 100% height in like 0.5 seconds or something. And then since all the heights are randomized at the start, then that's how it gives that effect.
That is wild.
Yeah, it took me a long time to figure out.
Nice.
So let me ask you something. In terms of budget, do you feel like you were paid enough for all of that work, or you did this more like because you wanted to push yourself?
So probably not, if I was to say so. Like we kind of me and the client had this idea like as we were doing the site, and like I kind of thought like, yeah, this is enough budget, but I really like this idea, so I decided to go ahead with it. Also, this client was actually an old coworker of mine, so I decided to just do him a solid and add this in there.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking this is because so other people here, like sometimes the budget doesn't really justify this type of work, but these are the little opportunities where you can play around. Maybe you're doing this for a friend or like you for a coworker, but now you have that skill, you know, like now you know this and you can use it on other stuff.
Well, and even one step, for sure. Even one step further than that, nobody has to know what you charge for this website. So the next person that sees this doesn't need to know that you sold it for maybe not enough to cover your cost. And when they say, hey, we need something like this, you're like, yeah, we can do that. It's X to implement, you know, and you know, like that's where you bump up into the next tier where you're starting to look and people see things that are like, oh, how do I get this? Well, now that and they don't expect that this is a templated thing. They don't expect that this is some WordPress plugin that you can just get. They got to come and get, you know, a little secret sauce, and that's where you can start bumping up those prices.
Yep.
Nice.
And you can start becoming like that person that creates this super complex illustrations or animations and start offering those services, you know?
Nice.
A lot of SaaS products have complicated stuff like this, you know, like Datagrid, the company that I worked for, they offered pipelines, and like if you could do something for them like that, it would be super valuable to them with it being super interactive, you know?
If I showed you, there's one, I rebuilt an entire SaaS company analytics backend as a sales tool for their marketing team.
Exactly.
And stuff like that is just, it's a whole nother level of what you can do here and how you can sell it and how you can leverage it to kind of take the next step in your Webflow career.
Yeah, if I was you, Gareth, I would make a use case of this website and add it to your portfolio and break down what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely planning to do that.
Nice.
Cool.
And this might be a fun little tutorial too, if you know, for content, if you wanted to take this to the next level, and also show maybe how you did that. I'm sure lots of people would find creative uses for this type of interaction, these types of, maybe on a podcast site, anything like that.
Yeah, maybe I'll start a YouTube channel.
Nice. There you go. And that's how it starts, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
One cool project can kickstart everything. So I think we have one more presentation from Nick Jones. So Gareth, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you. Super cool. And then Nick Jones, the stage is yours. And Josh is saying, Gareth, let me interview you. Josh is about to become y'all better watch out. Josh is over here getting real ready on his live stream game, y'all.
You guys, can you hear me?
Yep, go for it. All yours.
Okay, cool. Well, I wish I didn't have to follow voice form because I don't have anything as nearly as exciting as that. But it's a small accomplishment. This is going to be my first client-first website that I just launched, and I also use some attributes. And so anyway, I just thought I would show because nobody's really seen the site other than the firm. This is going to be a law firm redesign. And so
that exclusive sneak peek right here on Show and Tell, y'all.
Yeah, this is my first time in Gather also. So
nice.
Let's see here. Go to higher screen.
Breaking Webflow news right here. You got it first. We need a little Chiron.
First.
That's right.
All right. So are we looking at the site?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. All right. So like I said, client first. My first attempt at using that system. This is just a redesign of a firm in Austin. And by the way, I'm starting to specialize in law firm. That's sort of my niche. And
nice.
I really like working with firms. This is probably my fourth law firm that I've worked with. I just really enjoy working with them as clients and with their budgets, frankly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is like their old website was on WordPress. It was awful, really old school, outdated. They could never get it updated. This is actually their building right here. This is an aerial drone shot of their building. I don't like to use these kind of cliche shots, but they wanted this shot up here because that's where they're located. Just going to, and I'm just looking for maybe just some quick general feedback.
Yeah.
Just your attorney's yearbook, basically. This is all CMS, of course. I've clipped them all out so that the background can kind of change when you're hovering on them. Thought that'd be kind of a nice effect. When you click into each attorney, I developed a coding, like a color system for their practice areas. Every law firm has specific practice areas that they practice in, and so each associated attorney and their practice areas come up on the from the database, and then you can click into those practice areas. Just like a nice little transition for their resume. And then this is actually where I've used attributes to bring in all their publications and their presentations. So it sorts everything out.
From like an external API, or is this into a CMS?
No, it's in the CMS,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, exactly. And then actually I've talked them into, I'm gonna be using CMS filter. So quickly I'll just jump into, you click into the practice area, you've got like their approach to that practice area and then the related attorneys for that specific practice area. So you can kind of internally like click around and learn about the firm and all the different people that are in those different areas of law. And it's really nice for attorneys like to do that so they can bounce around and learn about, either they're going to be opposing this group of attorneys or they might be interested in hiring them, what have you. So yeah, if I go into publications quickly, here, this is CMS Nest, I believe, and I'm bringing in, just depending on who it is, it brings in, like, there's a couple different things going on. It's bringing in their, none of this would have been possible without attributes, right? I couldn't have done this. I couldn't have offered this the way I had it set up. So I'm able to bring in multiple attorneys for these specific publications or presentations that they have. And then eventually this is going to have the filtering system up here instead, because these guys write, like, they have an insane amount of content. And these are not clickable yet because they've never done that before. So all of these are going to be their own, like blog posts, basically, like they'll have their own entry. These are all a database entry, but I will have, I'm going to be implementing the CMS filter system here to be able to filter by attorney, by year, and possibly by topic and things like that. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, would not be possible without, Finsweet, and CMS filter. And again, just nesting in their calendar of events. So they speak a lot, and we're developing a way to, because of COVID, they didn't do a lot of speaking. So now that they've added a whole bunch more, I'm going to redesign this calendar. I just created this calendar, just designed it. But I don't want to have all of these like old events just stacking on top of each other forever. So I'm going to come up with a way to visually like separate by year, or like past months, or archive, or what have you.
You could do that with
looking forward to that.
Webflow conditional stuff. You can set some conditions like, is it before this date or after this date? And you can have like a recent and or upcoming and past events.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And let's see, and then it's just this is a very simple page about recruiting, and then I just set up a contact page. It's slightly different from what I did before. I want to use snazzy maps on here to make this, get rid of a lot of this clutter and make it match the visual style a little bit better. So that's something that's in the works. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Nice.
So yeah, I did this in client first. This was my first crack in using it. I've already bid on another firm that I've currently that I designed a WordPress site for in the past, and just having the ability and the confidence through using this system, like literally, like it just changed everything about my business. I like the proposal is like way higher. The monthly maintenance is way higher also, because I can offer more services to them. And so, I don't know, I'm just, like literally nobody has seen this. I'm super excited about launching it finally. Unfortunately, as lawyers do, they added so much content. Like this used to just be a couple of words here. No, I'm sorry, a couple of sentences, and then they just keep building onto it.
Could I jump in with just a couple feedback on that? Like on the homepage,
yeah, absolutely.
That call out hero section that you were talking about, like you don't like to use stock images or whatever. The way you could make this not feel stock is calling out their location, right? So I don't know which of these buildings is theirs. I don't know how, but if you graphically like anchored it to a window, or you somehow called out the floors or pointed to the building, or give me some other little anchor that like shows like our headquarters or something like that, you now add a lot of value, and you explain this image that it's not like just a overhead stock shot of some city skyline. So I'd recommend like finding some way to anchor that image back to the brand. I don't know if you tie in this hero section, that may be hard to anchor it in all views to like a specific thing, or if it's just a image treatment that you position absolutely on that image or something, but something like that I would think about. And I was going to recommend that content section right underneath. I know probably the lawyer or the lawyers want to say a lot, but maybe what you could do is like, could you break this up into our attorney's craft personalized experience, and maybe there's like one or two lines at the top that are big, and then it goes into a smaller paragraph, or just some kind of hierarchy, and maybe even this is a good opportunity to explain to them like, hey, I know we need to say all this, you fucking lawyers who can't shut the fuck up once, but here's why it needs to be like this. And you can explain that hierarchy, maybe breaking those paragraphs up or showing it, like could actually help. I don't know, and still have all the content there. So I don't know, just a couple thoughts.
Yeah, totally agree on that. Yeah, it looked a lot nicer initially, and then when they just kept adding and adding.
It's like 2 lines of text there, 3 lines of text there is perfect. 10 lines of text is like, oh man, what are we doing?
And that's one of the drawbacks of working with like law firms is, I mean, it's there's 8 or 10 or 12 partners, and every one of them wants a say, and they want to get their thing out front, and so it's a challenge. But
and lawyers are paid to they're paid to write things that nobody else can understand. So this is literally the one way.
And they're direct. Yeah, they're very direct and opinionated, and which is good as well. Yeah. But a lot of times they're great because they just want to pay someone to do it, right? And they don't necessarily want to get mired in the cost usually, or the details. But when it comes to like the actual content itself, like they can really, I mean, this went around and around and around and around. This used to have another one, and then it did. I mean, it was just like, but anyway.
Yeah, I was even going to suggest.
I can give you some feedback on design.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I feel like 90% or 95% there to make it like super clean and modern. And so the hero doesn't look stocky. And I'm going to share a link here on the chat of a website that I found that I think does corporate really well. And basically what it is just, you know, bigger text above the fold. And then you go into that lot of text, but see how they
Hey, look
did
at
what
that.
Raymmar was saying. You have the bigger text on the top, and then the regular body text on the bottom.
Yeah. Ooh,
And yeah, and then you have very thin lines, and then again making use of that H2 that's just bigger in one section. And in some of the sections that I saw here, they have nice cards with background images, little hover effects with the mouse. I think that one, yeah. And then on the bottom, you see other styles, always following the branding. But you see how it makes it look super clean because they're using very thin lines.
Yeah.
And just keeping it super simple, how lawyers like it, you know? So maybe for the future, you can try stuff like this, little hover animations with the image growing a little bit, scaling. I think
Yeah,
that you're
absolutely.
like right there, you know what I mean? Like this is the style that I see for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for the feedback. Totally agree. Like I'm on the cusp of like how to take my, you know, like my layout and then just give it that extra refined, you know, like
yeah, that little
boost,
feel right
you know,
there.
like
Yeah,
that just takes it from kind of looking like semi-pro to pro, and that's where I'm kind of like I'm like right there. The only problem is I have a 2-year-old and a 7-month-old, and I have to do anything.
Yeah,
yeah,
I know what you mean. Save this template, this website, and start doing the same thing, but change color, change lines, you know, and little by little you'll get there. But it's
cool.
great.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wanted to show it off a little bit. Appreciate all the feedback and looking forward to the next one, I guess.
Nice.
Thank you. Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. We'll give a little applause. I know y'all can't hear it in the auditorium, but okay. I think that's a wrap, y'all. That is our June show and tell. Melissa, what do you got coming up this week?
Okay, guys. So tomorrow we have the Webflow show with Keith and Grace. We're going to interview Mr. Joe Moore. Super excited about that. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitter Spaces. On Thursday, I'm going to be interviewed by Jack Ridley. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He has a new show called Webflow, which basically tells the fails that founders and people in the community have had throughout their career and how those fails have helped us get to where we are now. So I'm bearing it all there. And then on Friday, we have the 3D party with Colorful. We're going to learn from them, their tool, and how to build 3D with their program, their software.
Nice. Nice. Okay. And on the Finsweet side, we've got obviously our Tuesday and Thursday streams. We're asking the question, is no code a lie tomorrow? And Thursday, I don't know if we have the exact topic fixed, but usually we'll get into some kind of community conversation. Maybe we'll do a debrief on our visit to Webflow HQ. If you're involved with events or community, if you're planning, reach out to myself or Colleen. We are planning like an official debrief for the folks who have been involved. If you've been involved with us for the last year, I'm trying to see if anybody is in here, who that may be. I'm not seeing the names. Okay. We're going to be doing like a formal debrief and kind of talking about how we can take and act on some of our learnings from last week. And I think that's it. So Tuesdays and Thursday streams. Melissa's got Webflow parties and shows and different things. And I'm sure there's lots of other stuff in the community. Colleen, do you have anything else that's in the community? Anto, I know you're if Anto's in here, I don't think they are. I know they're Water Talk. Did we miss that? Was that this morning?
Yeah, that's at 4 a.m. So depending upon
yeah.
4 a.m. Eastern. So depending upon where you are in the world, Anto usually follow Anto, Maria, Aviv, Omkar. They announce their Twitter Spaces events usually over the weekend.
Yeah.
We're looking at some other ways to help get the word out about events. So
I don't know what day or
well.
time it is right now. Just on the flight back on the red eye from California last night, so I'm like still phased out. But we'll catch up. But Tuesdays, Thursdays, I think we're gonna kill the stream here. If anybody wants to hang out and gather, you're welcome to do that. Thanks for tuning in on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're watching now, let's see, Josh is saying Webflow Community Lab. Let's see, Room's next live stream Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Great. So the Reloom folks are doing streams on a regular now too, and the space is heating up. The Webflow entertainment space. Pretty soon we're gonna have a Netflix dedicated to just all this stuff. So I'm gonna close this out here, and we'll kill the stream. And yeah, we're off and gather. Whatever y'all like to do, y'all want to chill, chat, talk. Oh, accountability groups are also happening Tuesday after the stream. So if you're a part of that, we'll have our accountability touch points. But other than that,
Cool.
that's all we got.